Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this episode of Cup TV brought to you by www.craftsuprint.com. Today we're going to look at a gorgeous kit from Valerie Dawes, and the cup number is cup 180270_203. The kit is called the Giant Easel Tableau 3D Card and Kit. It's for wedding and pearl anniversary weddings. Now, it's got 6 sheets in the kit, but you can change the 30-year pearl anniversary, if you wish, into wedding or general anniversary. I think it's a beautiful kit and it's very versatile. It's got lots of sentiments in and lots of decoupage. Valerie has kindly uploaded a tutorial as well, showing you how you can actually make the kit. So I'd like to show you what you get and then we can actually make the card. So the first thing on the first sheet is the actual base of the card. Now Valerie's included a little section about how to display the card. This is the base that you're going to cut out, and these 2 lines are actually cut lines that you're going to cut into the card to make just a slit to stand things up with. These lines are score lines, and I'll be able to show you what we're going to do with those. It's kind of like an easel card with more detail. So the next sheet is the actual front of the card, as it were, the stand-up section. Now this says 30 years on it. You can change it. Valerie's designed it in such a way that you can change it. We're going to change it because I want to show you how versatile it actually is. We've got extra sentiments on this sheet as well. Our next sheet is a frame for the actual picture of the card, shall we say. Extra lilies and decoupage, more decoupage, and the numbers that can be decoupaged if you're using it with the numbers. The next sheet is one of the front sections that's going to stand up at the front of the card with decoupage, extra labels, and this section here is a panel that you can use for extra strength to make sure these sections stand up. Next, we have another section that's going to stand up at the front. All will become clear as we make it. More decoupage and another panel for this section to help it stand up if you need that extra strength. This last sheet, this is the panel that we're going to use today, and this will cover over the previous panel that says 30 years. So we can now make it more versatile with the other sentiments that are available in this kit. This panel is for underneath the kit. When we've slotted sections into it, it's to make it nice, neat and tidy. So those are the 6 sheets that you get, and the first thing that I've done is I've cut out this part of the kit. Now this is actually going to be the mechanics of the kit. So what happens is you cut it out, you're going to make 2 score lines following the lines that are on the sheet, and then you're going to score 2 lines again marked on the sheet. You're going to use a bone folder to make sure that these are nice and sharp creases. The top section flips over and you add tape to that section just below the crease line. I've added a mixture of full double-sided tape and red power tape, only because the red power tape would fit nicely at the bottom. So that's the only reason why there's 2 different ones. So I can peel the back of the tape away, and then we can add the front section. Now the front section says 30 years on it. I'm going to add that just on top, and I'm going to try and get it central. I'm going to marry it up with the lines on my mat underneath, hoping that I'm going to get that roughly central. There we go. Press that down, and that gives us the start of the mechanics to make that section stand up, if that makes sense. We're going to work on this panel first. So the next part is where I'm going to cover up the 30 years, because the 30 years relates to the pearl anniversary and we're not using it for the pearl. So we're just going to take the back of the double-sided tape away, and I'm going to add that section that I've cut out over the top of the previous section. There we go. Now where I've covered over the label here and the bottom of the bow, I've cut out the decoupage that's going to cover that, so you will never know. Next is the frame. Now I've cut the frame out, I've got this on 3D foam, and this is where we're covering over the section where we've just covered over. So this decoupage frame will just sit nicely over the top, marrying up the design underneath. Next, I've got the 3D bow that I've added 3D foam underneath. There we go. And the second section of the bow to give it some height. And then I've decoupaged some flowers, and I've just built them up out of the camera shot just to save a little bit of time really. And I'm going to add those just to the top of the design. Now I've chosen two sentiments that we're going to use. The first one I'm going to use here, and it says Dear Friends, and I've got that on 3D foam, and I'm just going to add that over the top of that section. Now I'm going to start work on the sections that we add into the little slits on the card. So the first section I'm going to add is the section with the jewelled flowers on. I've cut it out, I've scored the fold mark, and I've added tape on the tab. I'm going to slot it in to the first cut line up to where the score line is, and I'm going to press it down like that. So that gives a stand-up effect. I'm going to add some decoupage that I've cut out to this, and just over the top of the previous layer. There we go, marrying it up. And the final lily for this side. There we go. And one of the little jewels for the centre of the flowers. Now this is the part where if you want the extra strength to hold your section up, you will add that to the back. Score it, fold it, and add it to that section. Next, I can add the second of our two parts through the score again and press it down. I've got the decoupage that I've cut out to marry up on top of the previous decoupage, just building it up like so. And then I've got the final sentiment to go on top of the sentiment there. Now I'm going to turn the whole thing over, and where the two sections have come through the back, this is the back panel. I've got flat tape on the back of this. I can peel that away, and I'm going to cover over this section like so, and that hides those cut lines, and our card is finished. And that sits, I know it's very difficult to see, that all stands up like that and sits proudly all together. And you can see how the back panel sits behind those gorgeous front sections and the gorgeous sentiments, and they stand up together just like that. And I know it is difficult, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it from the photograph. So I'd like to remind you of the kit number, and it's cup 180270_203. And you can go to Craftsuprint and search for Valerie Dawes and see many more of her designs. I would just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.